Okay, Michele, so more essays, great. I'm glad to see that you're back on track and working in order to prepare for IELTS. So let's see what you had to say. Okay, this one is about green energy. So is it better for the environment, or is it actually a threat to energy security? Let's see what you said. Okay. Pollution, contamination, and acid rain comprise some of the largest environmental challenges to any government and its citizens in the 21st century. In my personal opinion, I believe that fossil fuels should be replaced with renewable energy, with no "the" here, to reduce the environmental issues. This essay will discuss both sides using examples from Oxford University and IMF to demonstrate points and prove arguments. Perfect. Okay. On the one hand, there is ample evidence that fossil fuel energy. Let's try it again. There is ample evidence that fossil fuel energy is used on a large scale, from factories to no families, just domestic usage. The central reason behind this is twofold. Hold on a second. There is no question about whether fossil fuels are used. The question is if, again, green energy, is it great and better for the environment, or is it a threat to energy security? So I don't know why you're focusing in the first sentence so much on fossil fuels, okay? The central reason behind this is twofold. Firstly, oil wells will provide petrol for the next generation, so companies are not developing expensive alternative energy. Secondly, all the alternative technologies depend on the sun and wind, yet which are not considered reliable to provide a constant flow of energy. For instance, recent empirical research by IMF demonstrates that alternative energy could improve the cost between 25 and 30% compared to the traditional solutions. Therefore, it is conclusively clear that if we push towards green energy, we will increase the costs. We will? I thought you said improve costs. Very confused, Michele. So, does alternative energy, when you say improve costs, doesn't that mean it saves money? I'm very confused. So this was the problem here. And this paragraph in general, I'm not going to lie to you, confused me. I don't know what the central focus is. Because here you were talking about fossil fuels, and then you were talking about expensive alternative energy, and then it's not considered reliable, and then it could improve costs. And so there's a lot of there are a couple things happening. Number one, it's basically, as far as I'm concerned, it's a problem of coherence and cohesion. Don't know what the central idea of your paragraph is. There doesn't seem to be a logical link between the sentences. So finishing with the paragraph, I'm confused, okay? And then you see we will increase the cost of power considerably. What part of this task does that answer? It says it reduces cost, okay? Some say they reduce cost, and others think they are a serious threat. So you said it will increase cost. You were supposed to talk about whether it reduces costs, and so you're basically saying it increases. So I'm very confused. You could have said that no, it does not reduce costs. In fact, there is ample evidence to show that it in fact increases costs. So I'm really confused about this paragraph. Okay. On the other hand, don't forget your it here. It is undeniable that the cutting edge, EDGE, technology is moving towards developing here a system to produce clean energy for the domestic and business usage for NOTHA. The reasons behind this are twofold. Firstly, the requirements to reduce global warming, NOTHA, costs from the fossil fuels, NOTHA and S here, became a priority over the last 10 years. Secondly, alternative energy, NOTHA, aims to create a self-sufficient system to provide and satisfy the global demand. For example, the University of Oxford shows that wind power, NOTHA, and solar energy could cover up to 90% of the global demand with a drastic decrease of carbon dioxide responsible for the global air contamination. Consequently, it is possible to state beyond doubt that with a consistent amount of investment, no S, it would be possible to have clean energy and reduce air pollution. Okay, again, What are you saying here? Are you saying that it's good for the environment? Remember what the two arguments are. You're supposed to talk about it reducing costs and being better for the environment. Here you talked about it good for the environment, but where's the idea of it reducing costs? You didn't talk about that, and I expect you to talk about it in this paragraph. And then again, okay, I've already said this, I'm confused here because I don't see where you talked about it being a threat to energy security. So you have 1, 2, 3 main things that you're supposed to talk about. So far, I've understood one of them, the fact that it's better for the environment. So I'm very confused. To conclude, it is clearly, it can here clearly be seen that although fossil fuel energy is still predominant in the market, it is undeniable that renewable energy will take over in future with a positive impact for the well-being of people, of people and the planet. That would have been fine, okay? All right, so there are a lot of problems that we've already talked about in your task 2. I'm not going to go into them again. Let's go straight into your map. The map shows, careful, nobody talked about urbanization here. There's no industries. I mean, it's just houses and a few facilities. So you want to use the word development here. So the map shows the development or the construction, something. I'm not really crazy about this. Accommodation, you could have said. Facilities, you could have said, but not urbanization. So the map shows facilities, footpaths, and vehicle paths expressed in meters on the same island in 2 different time periods. All right, again, a lot of problems here with the expression. From the above map, as can be seen, how the territory was lacking building and facilities with thin vegetation and only 1 vehicle track outside the eastern part of the land. Okay, again, it's a problem. So, in the before image, it can be seen that the territory lacked buildings and facilities with thin vegetation. Is there a vehicle track? No, it's not a vehicle track. It's just trying to show you the beach. Okay. No. And what? Eastern part of the island? Where? There's no... This is the western part of the... Wait, the eastern part of... This is the eastern... This is the western. So are you referring to this? All right, I'm confused. So I don't see a vehicle track outside the eastern part of the island. I see a beach delineated. Okay. The map below, the after map shows some accommodation on the west part connected by a footpath that crosses over toward a facility area. And this area is okay. In this area, there is contact from the sea all over the south part with a pier, careful with your spelling, for boats, whereas on the middle and north part, there is a bank, hotel, and a shop. Just precisely to the right of this area, there is another neighborhood with 8 buildings, with 8 homes, organized in a circle with a footpath running through it. On the eastern part, a lake can be seen, almost the same size of the previous neighborhood. I'm very confused. I don't know what that means. And together they cover up over half of all the territory. Overall, this is a clear example of how building construction and urbanization can be organized respectfully for the territory and the residents. Okay. Okay, there are clearly a lot of problems here. You didn't mention anything about the trees. You just mentioned some thin vegetation. You didn't mention if any of those trees remained. Let's see, what else? I didn't see much about the vehicle paths. Did you mention them at all? Don't know. I see footpath, but I didn't see anything about vehicle paths, so please be careful. There are some problems with this. There's a lot of mistakes with some of the expressions and some of the language, some of the vocabulary, so it needs some work for sure. Okay, you can see I struggled getting through it. I hesitated a lot, and I had trouble understanding what you were trying to say. So it needs to be corrected. I'll let you get to that. Correct both of these, in fact. Send them back to us corrected. Don't forget your error correction list. And I'm looking forward to seeing more of your essays, so I'll let you get to writing. Okay, thanks a lot, and good luck.